It's Thursday morning, and it's time for Tech for Seniors Live, where technology gets its deserved deep dive. This isn't happening via Zoom, so we can't see who's joining the show. So please sign in to the chat box below as we gather around the screen, both far and wide, with curiosity as our ever-trusty guide. We'll navigate the digital seas, a knowledgeable crew, exploring all the tech tips, both old and new. No need for cameras, no need for dress. Just bring your questions and we'll address. From gadgets to apps and all the tech lore, we're here to help, to teach, and much more. So type away in the chat. Don't be shy. Our tech-savvy hosts are here to reply. It's Thursday morning. Let the tech talk flow at the Tech for Seniors Live, the best tech show.
Flying United Airlines this summer, will you be getting Starlink for free? The new Fitbit health app that is going to help you diagnose and look after your medical problems and also analyze your blood work and data. And of course, should I buy the Ray-Ban sunglasses at Costco? Was there at Costco on Tuesday, and I almost bought them. I was so close, but I'll tell you why I didn't. I'm Ron Brown. This is Tech for Senior Live. This is Thursday. What day is it? May the 15th. It's Thursday. And so welcome to the show. We do appreciate you being here. We certainly appreciate the hour you're going to spend with us. You're probably wondering, who are these crazy seniors? Well, we're a group that come from our Monday show. Yeah, this is the Thursday show. I guess we have a Monday show, don't we, Huey? 6 years we've been doing it. 6 years we've been doing it. So I guess some people like it. If you want to drop by and see us on Monday, please do so. The details are on our website, and I'll put this up here, and this should be our website, and you can find all the details. It's a Zoom meeting, and it's available on it. And drop by and see us on our Monday show. But of course, this is our Thursday show, and this is where we go over all the tech news of the week. Now I'm going to introduce everybody in just a minute because we have a really good panel today for you. But if you have trouble seeing the articles because they're teeny itty bitty little things on your screen, just pop over to our Facebook page. Just type in Tech for Senior, you'll find us, and you will find all the articles that we post. Actually, post them every day. So if you want to keep up on all the tech news of the week, just watch the articles we post, and you'll keep up on all the articles. We're going to review a lot of those articles today. So that's where that's what we'll be doing with that. Let me introduce our cast today. We've got a real international group from all over the country. Of course, let me introduce the first person. Of course, you all know him, love him. He's, of course, my partner on our Monday show, Huey Popluck from Bradenton, Florida. How are you today, Huey?
I'm doing great. Had a nice presentation to the Madison, Wisconsin PC user group last night, and I love traveling around the country and Canada, doing presentations without leaving my house.
Without leaving your armchair, actually.
Yep.
That's called Zoom. It's called modern technology. Yes, indeed, we do a lot of that, and it makes the whole thing run. You know, when you think of you and I almost talk every day on different things and how the show's different things about the show and stuff like that, and we're on Zoom all the time. So anyway, it's great. And of course, we have from the other side of the world, from what's Midwest City? You're from Oklahoma, aren't you?
Well, Midwest City is like is a suburb of Oklahoma City, and this computer, I usually put Oklahoma City, but for some reason on this one it's Midwest City. But
okay,
it's about 17. I'm about 17 miles from the city center.
Well, this is of course Bill James, who is our tech gadget guy on our that writes an article in our newsletter about tech gadgets. But Bill really is a guy that's knowledgeable about all computers. He runs Chromebooks, Macs, Windows 10, Windows 11. He teaches. He's a globetrotter and just got back from Costa Rica, and he travels all over France. He was just recently in France. He's an international traveler, and of course is interested in United and Starlink, and he's going to tell us all about that today. So welcome, Bill. Welcome.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, it's great. Excellent. And you got fiber hooked up. So you're
I have fiber, yes.
You joined the club. You joined the fiber club, right? Huey, I, and you now we're all fiber people. 1 gig up and 1 gig down, right?
That's the beauty of it, I think. I didn't notice much difference, with the speed as far as the download, because I had that already, but the upload is significant.
It's nice. Yeah. But you look crystal clear, man. You are coming in like just 110%. Do you have your seatbelt on, or they gave Huey and I seatbelts when we got our fiber? Did they give you a seatbelt when you?
No, they didn't give me seatbelts. But let me tell you, I needed seatbelts because I was so nervous. Since everything in the house is on Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah.
So the big switchover.
Did you have to reset all your SSIDs? Did you have to change all your logins?
No, we did it seamlessly. I told her, I says, okay, here's the user ID and password. So she put that in, she double checked it, and then she got that running. And I said, okay, now that you have that running, because I can see both of them, where both of the SSIDs were showing up on my Windows computer.
Right.
So I went and shut my router off. And then that's when everything switched over.
Right.
The only one that had a problem, believe it or not, was the smart TV in my office. I had to go in and put in the SSID and password for it because it would not behave. And she says that's typical for smart TVs, but everything else connected.
Everything else worked okay. And of course, last but not least, a good friend of ours, Mike Lehman from Moncton, New Brunswick, who is our music director on our Monday show and has some toe-tapping music every week for us, and is also a techie guy who installed radio stations. Not just, he built them from scratch all the way up, so he knows everything about broadcasting there is and more. So that is Mike Lehman from Moncton, New Brunswick, who tells us today that it's now summer there.
Yes,
Correct?
big time. It
Big
hit
time.
30 degrees Celsius, which is just about 90 Fahrenheit. So we went from winter to summer, like overnight.
Oh, wow.
There you go. So I got to tell you, just an aside here, coming back to Bill James. So when I did my switch over, I got everything done, and the only thing was my Ecobee thermostat, and I could not get that to change networks. I could not get it to change networks in any way, shape, or form. I tried so hard, and then it came up with an option and said, "Do you want to change it through your iPhone?" And I thought, well, I don't have an iPhone, but I got an iPad. And I went on to the iPad, and it connected to the iPad, which I never use. And it connected, and it switched networks. So I'm forever thankful to Apple because they did it. So he got it done.
No. You know, that's the other issue too, because most of those routers are tri-band, you know, and a lot of the Wi-Fi stuff is on 2.4.
Right.
Hertz.
But the Ecobee runs on all of them because it was a new thermostat. Yeah, it was new. So it should, anyway, I don't want to bore everyone with that, but it was just it was interesting. All right, Huey, I think we've got some people listening. Do we have anybody out there?
Yeah, we sure do.
Ed Weiss, welcome, Ed. Hi. 67 degrees, Central New Jersey. James Martis, Cookeville, Tennessee, cloudy and 75 degrees. Welcome. Bernard, Sterling Heights Computer Club, 58 degrees, mostly sunny. Mike Saunders from Chesham, England, 12 degrees centigrade.
Wow.
Dick Vogel, clear 86 in Central Florida. Welcome, Dick. Monsignor Mike, greetings, all sunny and 86 in St. Louis. Genealogy, Murray from Victoria. Good morning from Victoria. Murray Strom. Welcome, Murray. Another nice day, I'm sure, in Victoria. Mike Monsignor. Mike, is Mike a ham radio operator?
No, I am not. I wrote the theory and the regs one time, but never passed the code, so I never went further than that. But I certainly know lots of hams and have been exposed to the hobby quite a bit.
The tasteful thickness. Hey, isn't this the Belle Delphine stream? Nope, I don't think so. We might have to watch that.
This is the Tech for Senior.
You're on the wrong stream, but if you want to listen, you're more than welcome, as long as you behave yourself. All right. Very good. Very good. Very good. So as per our normal operating plans, we're going to do 3 articles for the and before we go into all the news articles, we will of course come down here and let's do I think we should do Bill's first. Bill, this is one of the articles Bill published today, and United announces accelerated timeline for Starlink's industry-leading connectivity in the sky. Now, Bill, when you went to Costa Rica,
that was that's the one that Huey posted, but I just did a counter because I said that on Delta they are using a different Wi-Fi system that's in cahoots with T-Mobile.
Yeah.
And so if you have a member, one of those member cards, they allow you to use that with the streaming service for free. But it's very similar to Skylink. And I guess from the point I was making, I was saying that it looked like to me United was kind of late to the party, but they're using the Skylink system, and Delta is using T-Mobile, which they're calling SyncLink or something to that effect, where you can, even once you get off the airplane, you can still continue watching whatever you were for a couple days after you complete the flight.
Who did you fly down with when you went to? Was it Costa Rica? You went
Delta.
Delta.
I went to the Dominican Republic. Delta. That's
Delta.
Delta is doing that.
And you did, and did you had no trouble? Did you use the internet when you?
I used the internet on the plane, and it was interesting how you did it. Is that you shut off your Wi-Fi, and they run the Wi-Fi through the browser. And I don't understand how that all works, but you put your phone in airplane mode or your device in airplane mode.
Oh, okay.
You go to the browser, and that connects you.
Oh, cool. All right.
So,
Good. Well, the Delta, so United is doing the same thing, and United Airlines announced that it's accelerating timeline to bring Starlink, the world's fastest, most reliable connectivity in the sky. United travels around the world. The airline now expects to begin testing Starlink next month, with the first commercial flight prepared to take, I guess, this spring. So, do you mean like you're? That's right, Bill. I mean, they're just getting around to this. You know, like what?
that's my son. I said, well, that's not a breaking news.
That's old. Okay. We'll go on. We'll do another one. Let's do Mike's. Mike talked about, this is cool. Now, I got to tell you, I've done a lot of watch video articles and a lot of watch articles, and the worldwide adoption now of watches, the sales of smartwatches is down by about 15%, because people are just saying, you know, like there's nothing new, and do I really want to spend $500 on a watch? And so but these are some new apps that Fitbit's bringing out, some new health apps that maybe will change things. And Mike, you did this one. Fitbit's AI experiments just leveled up with three new health tracking features. All right. Fitbit Labs is launching 3 new experimental features for select users. Google Gemini powers these features and allow users to simplify lab reports, decode their symptoms, and get alerts for unusual changes. So the first is called the Medical Record Navigator. And Gemini-powered tool is designed to simplify lab reports and turn them into easy-to-understand health summaries. Users have opted into Fitbit Labs will be able to securely upload their latest lab results to the Fitbit app, where Gemini will break down information into plain language. Oh, come on. Don't make it easy for patients. We want to make sure you come and talk to the doctor. This isn't good news, Mike.
So Dr. Google, here we come.
Yeah, this is not good news. Are the doctors going to be out of a job? This is not good. So, well, that's the first one. Now, the second one was 2 more features, including Fitbit Labs. One is Symptom Checker, which, as the name suggests, helps users figure out why they might be feeling off. You can describe symptoms like, my head hurts, I feel tired. The tool will ask you questions to narrow this down. And I say good for that, because, you know, the worst day in my life was when an elderly person came into my office and said, I feel tired, because it's like an hour-long visit, you know, to figure that one out. So it takes a long time. So maybe that's going to be a good thing. And the last one was the upcoming feature is called Unusual Trends. Now, this is interesting because your smartwatch is able to measure your temperature, your breathing, your pulse, your, you know, a lot of things that's going to be measuring. And this tool, Unusual Trends, this tool looks for subtle changes in your health data that you might not notice on your own, like shifts in your sleep, breathing rate, heart rate, variability, and stuff like that. So that's all pretty cool. What do you, Mike, any thoughts? You posted the article?
Well, it's like we've always said about computers and anything with technology. It's all about the software. And I mean, this is just a case where the software is starting to advance and we're finally starting to catch up. The hardware has been there for a long time, but the software is where the changes are. And this last one, where it's now going to take all these inputs where maybe if you'd had a change in, for example, your heart rate variability, it maybe didn't mean anything by itself. But when you combine that with, maybe your sleep apnea issues or whatever else, those things now combine, and it may be a red flag for something. So this is the great place where computers are really good at doing this kind of stuff. And that's where I see the big changes. I mean, I see AI being a big deal in the medical field.
Yes, you're right. Excellent article. Thanks, Mike, for posting that. But just before we get into the other articles, I wanted to give you now, aren't these cool looking sunglasses?
I got fascinated with that.
Aren't these sort of cool? Now, the question was what I learned after 6 months of wearing Ray-Ban smart glasses. But anyway, so Bill, I got to tell you, I went to Costco on Tuesday. I was first one in. I'm always the first one in. I was right at the head of the lineup, and I go right over to the glasses, the optometry section, and I talked to the guy, and he lets me talk. Like, I start right in saying, "Have you heard of these? Have you heard of these Meta glasses, the Ray-Bans that do this?" And he let me go on and on for talking, and then he said, "Oh, you mean the ones we've been selling for a year now?" And I said, "Oh, really?" He says, "Yeah, we sell them lots of them. We got them right over here." And I went over there, and they were $325. These Canadian, $325 and $379. I needed the larger ones. The larger ones were the ones that would fit me. So I was going to buy them. Like, it was like I thought $379. I could write a lot of articles about this. This is really cool. But the problem was they were, first of all, they're sunglasses, right? Not regular glasses. They're sunglasses. So they were dark. Now they're also they were polarized. So the first problem is on my Toyota, and I'm sure, Bill, with your new electric car, you can't see anything with your polarized lenses on. All the digital, all no dials, or you can't see anything when you're driving. So they're not going to be good for driving. You can't wear them indoors because they're really dark. You're going to go around and you're going to hit walls. And so they get relegated to gardening in the yard, right? So do I really want a set of $300 glasses to garden in the yard? So
can't you get them fitted with your prescription lenses?
Can't, but not at Costco.
Oh, okay.
Not at Costco. So then we're looking at probably $200 or $300 to get different lenses put in these to do, which I'm still debating on. See if Huey gives me a raise this year. I don't know how much, we'll see what happens. But I now we get into $600 or $700 glasses here, so I'm not sure yet. But anyway, it's definitely pretty interesting. And so the fellow that wrote this article said, after the initial sugar rush wore off, I started noticing the weight of the Ray-Bans. And the weight was an issue. I don't want to read the whole thing, but weight was definitely an issue. These are heavier glasses because they Bluetooth. The way they connect to the internet is Bluetoothing to your phone. The other thing that was really interesting, and he wrote in the article, was the social factor. When I started wearing the Ray-Ban daily, they pretty much flew under everyone's radar. But as popularity awareness grew, the first thing people started asking, are you taking pictures of me? In other words, when he walked into a room, people recognized, because a lot of people don't wear these now, right? Because, of course, they can take pictures and record and all that sort of thing. So the first thing people would say to him, are you taking pictures of me? So you're really concerned about that.
That was kind of the issue with the Google Glass. Yes. People would get real antsy about that, and they finally, completely abandoned the whole project. I believe it's being used in research, but as far as being sold to the consumer, it's not. But I still think it was. I'm still just curious. I had actually forgotten about them.
I had too. We brought it up last week, and we were talking about it last week on the show, and I thought, I got to go and find out about this. And that's why I dropped in at Costco to see if they had them there. And sure enough, they'd had them for a year, and lots of people are buying them. So I forgot about it too. All right, let's get on to the articles. Anybody else come in or any comments, Huey?
Yeah.
Let's see your mic. Just returned from a cruise on the Celebrity line. They use Starlink's Wi-Fi on the ship, and it was great. But I bet it wasn't free. Sally says, sunny now, rain expected for the rest of the week. It is indeed. The West Coast going to get some rain.
Okay, we're caught up.
All right, let's get on with the articles. We will, Huey, if you want, where are we? I'll add you to the stage here, and let's. And remember, everyone, if you want to watch the articles today, you can just go to our Facebook page on Tech for Senior.
And this is you, Ron. You had the first one, Ron.
So I just posted this just before the show started. I wanted this as my Christmas present, and everyone's agreed that I should have this. This is a 49-inch curved monitor. I thought I got to get one of those. 49-inch curved monitor. Can you imagine that sitting on just under $1,000? Sitting on your desk there, that would just, man, that'd be so cool. Yep. Look at that monitor.
That's anyway, a lot of real estate.
That's a lot of real estate. Under $1,000.
A lot of real estate.
A lot of real estate.
And this one's mine. SpaceX launched the latest Starlink mission from Cape Canaveral just, I think, yesterday or the day before. There are now over 7,000 satellites in the sky.
Wow.
So they really cover the world. And this is me as well. OpenAI's flagship GPT 4.1 model is now in ChatGPT, and it's free users only get GPT 4.1 mini for now. So they've got different models and different things to do different ways, and it's really confusing because 4.5 came out before 4.0 and 4.1. So let's see. Oh, this one, Motorola's got a flip and a foldable. This is their flip phone, and the article says cool as hell, but too much AI. So apparently there's a lot of AI in it, but might be worth it. They're not cheap, where Motorola phones generally are a lot cheaper than others. I think the foldable is like around $1,200 or $1,300. This is not the fold. This is the it's a different than the foldable, and it's so this one's I think about $1,000. And let's see, Ron, this is yours.
Yes, Google is updating Android Auto in 5 useful ways. So this will be voice commands that you can use with Android Auto. So I wanted to let you know what the 5 voice commands you can use. Find the perfect restaurant. There you go, Huey. When you're driving around, you can just ask it, Android Auto, to find the perfect restaurant. The other option is prepare for a big conversation. If you're planning a special Zoom meeting or something like that, again, while you're driving, you can just say prepare for a big conversation, and it will get you all organized. If you if you're in an international setting, translate text messages. So if you get a text message coming in, it's in Chinese or some other language, you can just say translate it. You're always probably, when you're driving, you want to find out something in an email. So you can search Gmail, just say that, search Gmail. And the other one is see what's on your calendar. And those are voice commands you'll be able to use with the new Android Auto to keep your hands and eyes on the road. You can just use those to ask Android Auto. Big changes coming.
Yeah, the some of the phone question and answer chat items, you've got to push a button to do it voice control, and that really defeats the whole purpose of doing it in your car. So this sounds much better. This is you too, Ron.
Yes, this is interesting. This is actually in Europe now. PayPal changes the iPhone for a good way with Apple Pay, alternate for millions of users. Because of the laws in Europe, Apple had to open it up now, and they used to the only way you couldn't use PayPal on Apple. So now you're able to use PayPal with Apple, but not in the. I don't think in the US yet. I think you have to still use Apple Pay, but PayPal will in Europe will be available on Apple.
And Ron, this is you.
Yeah, this is interesting. This is I'm excited about this. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole article because we could have actually done this article at the beginning, but your Android phone is getting huge security upgrade for free, and it's and if you read the article, protect against scam calls, in-call protections for banking apps, improve scam detection in Google Messages. Goes on, better encryption for messages via key verifier, stronger mobile phone theft. There's a whole bunch of really new features coming into the Android operating system. If you haven't, I forgot to upgrade my Pixel phone this month, so the May updates out. I don't see these being in the current Android release, but I think this is a release that's going to be coming up soon.
I think I read where this is going to be in Android 18, which has not been released yet. And of course, the Pixels are usually the first phones to get it, but those of us in the Samsung world, it can take. We just got Android 17.
No, I think it's 15.
Or 15, yeah.
15, yeah.
15
and
and
I think
16,
16
yeah.
is the next one, not 18.
Yeah.
So yeah. It's hard to remember all these numbers.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, this one, Ron, we were talking about this earlier.
Yeah, this is really interesting. For those of you who this is Pluggable. Pluggable is a very reputable company. They're a hardware company, and this is a new docking station. And this you can plug up to 5 monitors into this docking station, and it just connects to your device through a USB-C Type-C connection. So if you have a laptop and you want to plug in a whole bunch of monitors, this you can just plug it into your Type-C port, and the docking station will allow you to plug 5 monitors into your laptop. I think that's pretty
or
cool.
up to 5. You don't have to do all 5.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, it is a docking station. It's not the monitors. It's not a holder for the monitors. It's just the little docking station.
Correct. You'll plug those monitors into the back of the docking station. You'll have,
and then you have to get some kind of a holder that's going to put them on top or on the side of your laptop and monitor.
Unless you had that 49-inch curve monitor.
Then you don't need the hub.
Then you don't need it. Anyway, it's good.
Okay, Ron?
Yeah, Microsoft starting testing. And I don't want to read this out because it may activate a bunch of computers, but this is what you say now. In this, they're starting testing this, and you'll be able to say that word, and it will bring up you know what.
Yeah, if you say the 3-letter word before a G and all the other letters, Miss A and so on, you're going to have all kinds of things. You can just say, hey, something, and you'll activate everybody's phone in the area.
Exactly.
And this is you.
Joule is testing AI search in its homepage, so that's a change. It is not. I looked this morning and I do not have that, but it's going to be. It should be right next. It should be.
It's testing.
Yeah, it's testing, so it's coming. So, I don't know. I mean, we'll wait and see how it's going to be integrated. I don't. Now, this is interesting. Apple brings insight ratings reviews from expert sources to Apple Maps. I don't. Of course, I use exclusive Google Maps. I don't. If you're out there listening and you use Apple Maps, is this a big deal? Is that something? Obviously, part of the reviews is the restaurant reviews and reviews that you get when you're using these apps. I mean, my wife and I go out every Friday on a date. We take each other out to a different restaurant, and I always leave on Google Maps. I leave fill in the reviews for the restaurant, so it helps other people that are coming. So, but I don't. Anyway, this is coming to Apple Maps.
This was an interesting article. Something strange is happening to the internet, and what's happening is ChatGPT has climbed up to 5th place in usage of the internet, and people who do a lot of advertising and so on, it's changing the way we use it. So Google isn't getting all of their ads and so on because people are going into ChatGPT, typing in, and they're getting all the article, all the information with no ads, and they're getting the information they need. So people are using that more and more. I think we're going to start seeing ads in some of those, but people are the income from the various aspects of the internet are starting to go away because people are using the chat bots that don't have advertising as opposed to the Google search and Facebook and all of those others.
Huey, I almost never use Google search anymore. I exclusively search ChatGPT. That's my go-to. I just search everything there. I never use Google search anymore.
Yeah, occasionally I will see an article in Facebook, and I don't know where it is, and I'll do a search on Google to find that exact article. But other than that, I very seldom use Google anymore.
Yeah.
And let's see. This is you, Ron?
Yeah, this is interesting. This was out. Amazon Prime Video expands free live TV with hundreds of channels, including local news, PBS, and fan favorite content. So I guess my thoughts about this is if you are subscribed to Prime TV, Prime Video through Amazon, I think we tend to just watch the same things all the time. I know I do. I would encourage you to expand out and look at what other features that, you're paying a lot of money for Prime. Look at the other features that Prime, they're adding new features and new channels and all sorts of cool stuff. And particularly like PBS and a lot of good news content is also coming. So, look at it. It's some cool stuff there.
I found out today in one of the articles when I was looking for things to post and things to find that my favorite TV program of all time is being revived, and that's King of the Hill.
Oh,
the cartoon series. It hasn't. I think they stopped production in 2009, and they've restarted and are filming and creating the new episodes, and the same people who did it, and a lot of the same actors are in it as well, the same voices. One of the guys died, but the rest of them are still alive, and they're pretty much going to revive it. But the fact is, it's going to be on Hulu, and I don't subscribe to Hulu. So I am very disappointed. I'm going to have to try to figure out what I can cut so I can take up Hulu to get it.
Hulu is bundled with some other services, so you might want to look and see. I know it's bundled with Disney Plus, and I believe I want to say Walmart.
Suppose TV, Huey. Suppose TV.
Yeah, well, it's not out yet. It's going to be released. Going to be released the end of the month.
But Hulu is bundled with some other
Yeah.
services, so you might be able to get a package deal of something
Yeah.
you already have.
Okay, Bill, this is you.
Yeah, this is kind of taking on to what Ron was talking about. Apple what was it? Apple CarPlay you were talking about?
Yeah.
Earlier. GM has dumped Apple CarPlay and Android Auto in their cars. My car does not have that. I have Google Maps, but I use a Google Assistant. So it's almost identical to what I have in the house now. And I don't have to press a button. I just say, hey, so-and-so, do this. You can make phone calls and do text messages and ask it to lower the heat or turn the heat up and that sort of thing using Google Assistant. But Android Auto and CarPlay is not part of that. And what they're saying, which I don't necessarily agree, and a lot of people think it's really a game changer for GM. A lot of people will not be buying their cars because they're so embedded with Apple CarPlay particularly. But GM says that they're moving away from CarPlay because of data. When you enter the navigation destination or select music or other content via CarPlay and Android Auto, the data those platforms gather primarily goes to the tech giants and not to the car company. They don't know how you're using their infotainment system. So I guess GM wants to control their, because they're tied in with OnStar.
Right.
So like when I took delivery of my car, the OnStar people actually walked me through getting my phone set up and all of that stuff. So they're kind of the go-to. If I have a problem, I just press the OnStar button. They're supposedly help me with my tech problem. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But
Bill, question for you.
Pardon?
When you bought your new car, did you have did you have an option on whether you could accept or deny OnStar, or did you have to pay for OnStar?
it came with there's a 3-year subscription that came with it.
Oh, okay.
I did it for 3 years, and then I have to opt into it after the 3 years.
Is that an option? Do you have to? Can you opt out, or do you have to opt in? And the reason I'm asking that,
Oh yeah, you can opt out, but some of the services that you probably become accustomed to, you no longer have access. to.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, some of the basic things, just like the 911 thing or whatever, if you get into an accident, that still works. But OnStar now.
The reason I'm asking that, sorry, the reason I'm asking that is, of course, with Tesla, you're getting updates like daily or weekly all the time. You can't drive a Tesla if it's not connected to the internet, right? Because it's giving you all the updates. And so I was just wondering if you didn't connect, if it would.
Well, see, Tesla is one of the ones also doesn't have Apple CarPlay or those, I understand.
Right.
But yeah, that's of course, I guess, I don't know. I haven't, the other car I bought a package, an internet package for it. So I had Wi-Fi inside the car.
Mm-hmm.
So I was getting that through AT&T. The new vehicle, I'm not sure who's providing the Wi-Fi.
Okay.
But I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I think this is mine too.
This is Ron.
Oh, Ron. Okay, go ahead.
Google Assistant's time is up. Gemini for Wear OS. So all changing on our mobile device or on our watches and smart devices. Of course, it will be Gemini. I thought I'd throw a TikTok one in today. This is TikTok can now take your images and make videos out of them. So
I had to play with that. That sounds interesting.
yeah. So for all you TikTok, we had to I had to throw a TikTok. We never talk about TikToks. I had to throw a TikTok. But new feature, and it's an AI tool to make photos come alive. So just what you wanted.
Okay, I think that's mine. This was the article I found that has to do with Delta's Wi-Fi. And it's called Delta Sync. And it is, since Delta uses the best-in-class technology in collaboration with leading satellite internet services called Viasat. I wasn't familiar with that. And Hughes to make its complex connectivity revolution a reality. Viasat technology delivers high-speed connectivity onboard domestic mainline routes today, with the exception of 74 aircraft in Delta's Boeing 717 flight, and it's expanding onboard the airline's international serving wide-body fleets. Hughes is bringing streaming capability to Delta's fleet of more than 400 regional jets, as well as Boeing 1717 fleet. The technology from both suppliers will replace Intelsat system, formerly known as GoGo. And I remember using GoGo before. You had to pay for that, but that's Delta's is kind of doing a competition with the
Starlink. Yeah, Starlink is our low Earth orbiting. They're fairly low. They're only a couple hundred miles above us. Where Viasat and Hughes, I believe, are just satellites up there that are way up in the sky. And I think, and I'm not sure, but I think the way Starlink works, it actually goes to the ground and comes back up. Where no, it wouldn't. If you've got the dish on the plane, you are going to be talking, but you're going to be talking to several different satellites. As it moves, it's going to change satellites. Where the Hughes or the Viasat, it's coming directly from the satellite directly to the plane, but it's only one satellite, or maybe I'm guessing.
Yeah. And also, there's little monitors on the back of the seats of the plane. They are actually running Linux. Because the only reason why I know that, because they were booting it up and there was a little pinguin over in the corner.
The techie guys all noticed that, eh?
This was kind of interesting. Galaxy, Samsung brought out a new phone, the S25 Edge, which is a thinner version of their current S25 series. And so T-Mobile's offering that phone at a big discount if you want to spring for a new phone and you want one a little bit thinner than the one you currently have. And I don't know that much about it, but it packs most of the same features of the S25 Plus. You notice it doesn't have as many camera lenses on the back of it as the S25 Ultra.
But it's thinner. It's much thinner.
It's much thinner, but it's quite expensive because T-Mobile is offering up to $1,100 off the price. So, anyways, I thought that was kind of interesting that Samsung has brought out yet another phone, and they just make a slew of phones, more than the Apple iPhone series.
Bill, this is you.
Okay. The Google Wallet is expanding the digital ID support. I use the Google Wallet, and I have like my tickets and some of my ID cards in it. And so what they're doing is you can use from your TSA checkpoints to online verification. You can have all those in your wallet. So they're expanding what you can actually put in there. So this rollout allows residents of these areas to store digital versions of their state ID or even create a digital ID using the U.S. password, make it easier to pass through TSA checkpoints to verify identity in various apps. Now, some states will not let you have a digital driver's license, but some do. So you could put your, if your state allows it, you could put your driver's license into your Google Wallet. So I'm looking forward to that. I think, we use our phones for just about, at least I do, use our phones just about everything. So the more stuff I can get crammed into it, the
better it is.
The better it is for me. I don't think that's necessarily might not be necessary for everyone. But
Huey, before we move on, can you do we have any? We like to just go over any comments. Is there anything?
I'm sure they have comments to my comments.
Yeah. We like to go over the comments now because we're in the last 15 minutes of our show. So, Monsignor Mike, no, it was not free, but it worked well.
Yeah. That was the Starlink on the ship.
Betty, hi from Clearwater, Florida. Hi, Betty. The tasteful thickness. I can't get enough AI. It's even the Microsoft Photos app. I use it to smart delete imperfections all the time. It's in Notepad as well.
That's true.
That's true. Maybe you'll come back and listen to us next week as well. You're sort of a nice guy. Hopefully you come back and join the show next week. Clark Walker, I'm not sure 149. You want to?
What's a 70-inch?
Can you imagine having them stacked up one
on
top?
You've heard of surround sound?
Yeah,
You've heard of surround sound? Clark wants surround video.
Yeah, that would be, man, that would be, but I could see if you had Flight Simulator having one on top of the other or something. Man, that'd be cool.
Oh my
God. 3 of them side by side.
Yeah.
Bill Weed.
That's a quote, I believe, from King of the Hill.
Oh.
Mike says, Murray says, Hulu is available free from some public libraries. There you go.
I think he's thinking of Hoopla, not Hulu.
Yeah. Hoopla.
Okay. Hoopla.
Yeah.
Hoopla.
Yeah.
Steve Powell, you're late, Steve. How come you were late getting here? You're always early. Kirkland, Washington, 55 degrees, light overcast.
And this is Rob Truman, who's done some presentations for the Stug Group. Just get drop me a note through my email. It's huey@huey.net.
Tony Blair, the UK is pushing out digital ID card. I don't think they are trying to make things easier for citizens. Bill, just a question for you about just before we leave Digital Wallet. You just came back from Dominican Republic. When you were down there and you used your digital wallet, I'm sure you have your credit cards in your digital wallet. Did you use the tap and pay with your digital wallet?
I did. I used to tap and pay at that restaurant. If you remember in that one video,
yeah.
I intentionally took that picture because, in fact, I had the guy stage it. I said, because I'd already paid it. I said, we need to take a picture of this.
Yeah, good.
But anyways, yes. A lot of them have those little machines now that has the tap and pay.
The tap and pay, right?
You see those a lot. I used it in France as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought this was interesting. These are, it's a little video of some free software that's making comparison between the paid and the unpaid. So I thought that would be interesting for people to see. And this right here had to do with Google is changing made a little change where you can use, it has a switcher. If you have multiple accounts, just like you do in Facebook, you have multiple accounts, there's a little switcher button up there where, like, I can switch from tech to senior.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Well, in Google now, in Google Maps, you can do the same thing. So if you have more than one Gmail account, you can switch between the two.
Oh.
So this is a change they're making. They're going to be, it says, Google Maps on Android is starting to roll out a redesigned account switcher accessible by tapping your profile picture. The new design combines add another account and manage accounts on this device into a single switch account option. The update appears to be a server-side change and may not be available to all users immediately, with wide rollout expected soon. So rather than when you press your profile picture, it usually has add account or manage account. Now it'll be switch accounts, so you can toggle between your other Google accounts. So that's, I think, it's going to be a pretty nice deal.
That's a big deal, because I know when I did a lot of tech support when we were down in Mesa, people would always be coming in and say, it's not storing my Google Photos, and they had 2 accounts on their phone, and the reason is they was going in the wrong account, and it's switching accounts on an Android phone was always
a big hassle.
It was a task, right? So I think that's a good idea. That's a good one. Yeah.
The other thing with Google, they must have a lot of people that don't have anything to do, because they just made a big change. They changed the logo of the G, the coloring of it, instead of being with lines in it, is now kind of blends together. And it must have taken them a long time to put that together.
How many committees did it have to go through to be approved?
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, I think this is me again. Now that I've become in the EV world, I've been just reading tons of information. And this is something about scientists are cautioning against charging electric vehicles home overnight. Well, for most people, that's the most economical time to do it, because the electrical rates are low. But what they're saying that this is going to overload the grid if EVs take off and more people get them, and everybody's going to be charging them at night, then that's going to be a big problem unless we try to get our infrastructure more attuned to that. Because they're saying, everybody knows that transportation continues to be a big contributor to greenhouse gas emissions worldwide. So cutting these emissions hinges on electrifying how we move. And the global electric vehicle fleet now is at 7 million. It's expected to soar over 400 million by 2040. So if you have all these people plugging in at night, you kind of see kind of the
But Bill, the thing that's interesting that I don't think this guy owned an EV that wrote the article, because on yours and mine, we can control when we can plug it in, but we can set the time that it's going to charge. You can charge it any time of the day.
And usually if you're topping it off, I know in my case with the I don't drive probably 40 or 50 miles a day. So what I do, I stick it in and it tops it off, but then it shuts the thing off. So it's not really
right.
So I agree with you. I'm not really sure.
But Bill, you could set it to any time you want. You could say, I want it to charge between 3 and 7 in the morning or something. You could pick any time you want in the charging, with the application. So I'm not sure that's.
But you read the article. It's what his take on it.
Yeah.
Because he's saying, this is what he's saying, the study looked at trends in the Western U.S. through 2035. If overnight home charging remains the norm, regional electricity demands could jump by 25% during peak hours. This kind of spike would strain the system. So I don't know. Oh,
this is yours too.
That's mine too. Gosh, I was really prolific this time. So Microsoft is confirming Windows upgrade choice. And this has to do with that, some people can upgrade to 24H2, I think it's the one that's the latest upgrade for Windows 11. But some folks are stuck in 23H2. And it looks like this all is hinging on, let me get to my, and 24H2 has something called recall. I don't know if you've seen that little.
Oh, right.
So anyways, that's becoming a big stinker. It says Microsoft has released its latest update for Windows 11 users as mandatory, given the raft of new security fixes accompanied by the near obligatory attack warnings. I covered the headline security fixes earlier, but perhaps just as critically, this update comes with a very different warning and key decisions must take. So it's because it's a mandatory, it's supposed to download and automatically install whether you like it or not. The catch with this is that we noticed that it finally turned on Recall, which is an AI-based feature that captures snapshots of your screen every few seconds. Because right now it's optional. But
I think it only works. I think it only works on the Microsoft Copilot Plus machines.
Okay, because I know it's on I have a Copilot Plus, and that's the one that it's on, and it's laying over there in the corner. And right now, when and the icon looks so much like another icon. I've clicked on it a couple times, and I've almost initiated it. But
so, Bill, this is only a Windows 11 feature, correct?
Right.
Right. See, one of the things that was very interesting, and Leo Laporte was talking about this on his show the other day, is that one of the big concerns is a lot of people who use PCs are like doctors and lawyers, accountants who have confidentiality is an extreme issue. And, to have this suddenly turned on when you don't know that it's being turned on and that you're using your computer for personal, not personal, but as a physician, you're talking about confidential information. You don't, security is so important. You do not want that information leaving, right? So it is super. And then you're a lawyer, you're doing briefs, all sorts of, there's business applications here that are so sensitive that it's really a big issue. So you really want to be able to opt out of that.
So you probably need to read the article, but it says there can't be any Windows 11 user who are still unaware of Microsoft's controversial photographic memory upgrade. I don't think there are people that know about this. The headline AI feature now available on the new, as Huey said, Copilot Plus PCs. If you allow Recall to save snapshots, Microsoft says, an image of your screen will be saved every few seconds. This will create a photographic memory for you of the apps, websites, documents, and images you've seen on your PC. So I don't know where, I don't know where that is. I'm assuming that would go up to the cloud.
Yeah, so that gets into a whole other thing. That's another topic. But listen, hold on, you guys. Do you know it's top of the hour?
Oh gosh,
really?
We had one.
No, you've talked the whole show, but nice to.
I had one more thing. That last one right there was kind of more important because it's about the new batteries that they're unveiling. EV battery technology is moving forward. Like I had hoped. I think EV batteries are going to get better. It's going to provide longer range, and so GM's unveiling a new EV battery tech aim to be first to the market, and that's probably in competition to the one that the Chinese have introduced. Right. So read that article too.
Okay,
I'm done. Sorry about that.
Listen, I usually finish the show and I'm hoarse because I can't talk anymore. It's been great. I just could sit back and relax. It's great. Jeannie, you're talking about geostationary satellites about 23,000 miles up. Fit Hughes. I used to tap and pay in Canada for years. Yeah, it's works great. They will change the rate structure if more occurs at night.
Yeah, that's caught up.
And that's caught up.
Yep.
Well, anyway, listen, I want to thank everyone for coming and listening. It's top of the hour. We do appreciate the fact that you spent this last hour with us. It's been a great time. I've enjoyed the show immensely. Hopefully you have. I want to thank Huey Poplik for being here. I want to thank Bill James for running the show and doing all the presentations. Maybe next week, Huey and I'll get some of our articles in. And Mike Lehman, Well, at least you tried. You got a few articles in before Bill got going. Anyway, thanks so much everyone for coming. And we do appreciate it. And we'll see everybody. Don't forget our Monday show. We're going to have a great show for you this coming Monday. Don't forget to be sure and drop by on Monday. And we'll see you next week. And next week, Ray Baxter is going to be here. So if you haven't seen Ray for a while, Ray's going to be on next Thursday. So if you want to come by and say hello to Ray, he'll be here, and he always looks forward to his show on Thursday. So it should be lots of fun. Have a great week, and we'll see everybody soon. All right.
Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
And the stream should end. Why is it not ending? End stream.